Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Figure Friday and here we are with another G.I. Joe figure. So this is a Cobra Vypra. Looks like the fiction is coming from a real American hero continuity, Devil's Due. General Colton tells Sparks that an hour ago Snake Eyes and Scarlet signaled that they had a bead on Vypra. The next thing that is known about Vypra is that the identified threat matrix lists her as in custody, so the logical assumption is that Snake Eyes and Scarlet found and defeated her. Vypra's name was later shown as part of the escapees list due to Tomax's raid on the coffin. Vypra next appears fighting Jinx in China, accompanied by Cobra Mortal, who faces Budo. So that's really all I've got here on Joepedia. So there's not a lot here. So she is a Cobra agent, more of a ninja of sort from the looks of it, and that's about it. So I'm going to guess that she is part of the Rishikage clan, probably training under Storm Shadow. As I'm using my knife to try and open this up. Okay, so those are my guesses. Your guesses as we kind of look the figure over. And let's see, there should be, usually there's a little bit of wording on the back here, but I don't really have that today. And we'll kind of look at what we got here. Oh, come on. I'm not saying my knife is the sharpest knife in the world, but it's starting to act more like a butter knife than it is a regular knife. Okay. So then we have Vypra here. Kind of do that. Hopefully it stands up a little bit better. So as a figure, we do have a couple heads or so here apparently. It was one of those figures when I first saw it, I wasn't certain if I was going to pick it up or not, and I was like, well, it's another Cobra figure. I just didn't know if I should try and pick up one or two. Because like I said, I was not overly familiar with the figure, with the character here, so I just didn't know what she really is, if it's like kind of like Cobra Bats or whatever else. So just kind of going off of that, trying to get a little bit of a read up, because you know what, I'm sure there's some people out there kind of like myself who, the figures might look nice, but I really don't know who some of these characters are, so we're going to go there. And I was right, so that is part of the Rishikage clan, so that's their logo. And of course we have, and I'm going to mess this up. Okay, so we have a katana. Well, actually they're both ninja toes because they're straight, and that should not round up like that. They're supposed to be straight, and everything is supposed to be an angle if it's going to be a ninja toe. Ninja toes are straight, katanas are curved. So that much I do know a little. Not a lot, and don't ask me to ever try and play martial artist. I'm probably going to just humiliate myself and look very silly doing it, which is perfectly fine with me. But it's nice because we do have an arrow that comes out that can go into the bow, and we have a notch here for that to sit there. And it also looks like we have a notch here, so the bow should be able to sit like that. Perfect. The only problem is the bow is actually kind of angled a little bit. And then we have a mask that can kind of go over. So I would say if you wanted to pick up one, you probably, or pick up two, you probably could. You could do one with the mask, one without the mask. however you wanted to do it. So, and getting to the swords are kind of bendable. You know, some people, and it flops back real quick. So, I think the quality is nice that way, because if, you know, trying to get it in and out of here, I don't think you want it to be too stiff. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. You guys can let me know in the comments. And of course, just kind of going over the figure just as the base figure. Oh, we have an extra joint there. Okay, so right here at the top of the shoes, we actually have a twist. And then we have the double joint here for the knee. So we can do the nice sling back kick, and the articulation here, because she could go way up here. If we had a good stand, she can get a nice wide, almost doing a Jean-Claude Van Damme kind of stretches here. So that works out pretty good. The tunic is nice, covers things up pretty good. Okay, so looking at the back of the hand, we have a little bit of that joint to be able to move back and forth, but not a lot. So keep that in mind. Twists there. We do have the double elbow here, which we don't always get on the female figures. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. And she has... Okay, so I'm looking at the joint here, but I just don't know if that's the double elbow or shoulder joint or not. I'm thinking it's not. I think it's just the way it's molded. So, and it's almost like to give her a little extra range here, it's almost like the shoulders are angled a little on a slant here. So I think that could probably do for maybe a little extra posability for a smaller size figure here. And her torso, I mean, we do have a twist, and there is, you know, obviously I'm moving back and forth, so we do have articulation there, but with the tunic and everything else, it's not like you're going to have her doing a lot of the sit-ups. And I do that just for, you know, showing. So depending on what you're doing with the figures, if, you know, if there's someone laying here on the ground and you want her to kind of reach back with everything here, it's almost like I got things in the way. She's not going to articulate as good as I think she maybe could. It's kind of like a, huh? Yeah, just with the tunic here and the way the shoulder armor is, it just kind of limits a little bit. You know, there's always going to have to be a little give and take here, but I don't know. It's not bad. It really isn't bad. I'm not gonna sit here and knock it. It's just, personally, I think she looks better like that. But if you want her to look a little, you know, more probably how she was meant to be, there is the mask. Okay, so we have like this. That's probably how it's supposed to go. That's how it looks thinner. So, you know, I've tried articulating these figures in certain ways or whatever, and then sometimes I look back at it as like, boy, that just does not look kind of natural here. So, yeah, maybe it's just me, but looks all right. And then we can hang that off the back. There. You know, an interesting character. There's not a lot here. I mean, on Wikipedia or on Joepedia, you know, they just have a little bit of reference. there's not a lot of backstory from what they're showing. So, and of course we see the clan symbol on there. So she's got to be one of Storm Shadow's apprentices as he starts to rebuild his version of the clan compared to Snake Eyes. So it's an interesting figure. It's not a bad figure. It's an interesting figure. It's just there's not a lot of history on it that I could find. The shoulders are going to make things a little difficult if you're trying to articulate in certain ways. Obviously, you can do it in other ways. There's people that know how to really do this. They know what they're doing far better than me. But we just kind of go from there. But another nice figure. It is a nice figure. I'm not going to bash it. It is a nice looking figure. And we just kind of go from there. So, all right. Well, with that, thanks for visiting. It's always fun having you stop by. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video.